Hello, hello, hello. It is me, your True Hill Phenom SP3. We are live on the True Hill Heat YouTube, Facebook, and Twitter for another edition, number 7, in fact, of AEWramble, where we go live and we talk all about All Elite Wrestling Wednesday Night Dynamite. I am here with the usual cast of characters as well as a very special guest. We have, first up, the Hot Take King of the True Hill Heat YouTube channel, your favorite fringe heel, Marcus Cash.
Free Joey Ryan.
That's hilarious.
Wow. Not, once again, ladies and gentlemen, the thoughts and shirts of Marcus Cash are his own thoughts and do not represent True Hill Heat or SP3.
Our legal department endorses this message.
There you go. We also have with us the man of 40,000 subscribers, the man that you go to for all your reactions and reviews of your favorite TV shows, Jimmy Macram.
Hello, gentlemen, ladies. I assume there's ladies somewhere, some loser in some basement somewhere.
We're already off to a smashing start here. And joining us this week on AEWramble, the man who usually reviews AEW Dark, AEW Dark Elevation. He will be our on-location correspondent for AEW All Out this Sunday. The man of 1,004 numbers, the Stat King.
What's going on, guys? Glad to be talking about Dynamite for once, as opposed to Dark and Elevation, which don't always have.
Bet you fucking are.
Yeah. And so actual not roster fillers mostly.
He was like, I get to actually talk about, competitive matches instead of the squash matches that y'all make me review every week.
Blowjob versus fucking Marco's time. Like, Jesus.
As always, ladies and gentlemen, drop a like on this video, share this video with all your wrestling fans, friends, and family on all your favorite social media platforms. If you are new to the True Hill Heat YouTube channel, hit that subscribe button, hit the bell to stay notified for all the great content that we got here. We have an all-out weekend coming up. We're going to do a live watch-along for AEW All Out on Sunday. We got the AEW All Out 2020 Roundtable review on Monday, so there is a whole bunch of great content to enjoy, so hit that subscribe button. And if you're joining us live, we want to hear your thoughts on this week's episode of AEW Dynamite in the live chat. We will try to get to all of your comments in the live chat, but if you want to make sure we highlight you, shout you out, a super chat donation is definitely appreciated, $1 or more, and we will put your comment on the screen and talk about your takes on AEW Dynamite this week. As per usual, I will ask the fellas one word to describe this episode of AEW Dynamite. Let's start with Marcus Cash.
Finally.
And Jimmy?
Good.
Stat King?
What?
I'll go decent.
Oh, shit.
Ooh, we're just going like levels down. We got finally, good, and then decent. Sheesh, man. This is gonna be a hell of a review. But yeah. If you're watching us on Facebook and Twitter, drop us a like, a heart emoji, a laugh emoji, however AEW Dynamite this week made you feel. We are going to be reviewing the September 1st AEW Dynamite from Chicago, Illinois, the Now Arena. And it started off hot with a very anticipated match as FTR versus Santana and Ortiz, the second matchup between these two teams. Last month at Fight for the Fallen, their match got cut short, pun intended, as Cash Wheeler's arm was cut with the turnbuckle, and these guys came out hot in this one. It was a slow start, but it built up and escalated very quickly. We saw big moves from both teams. All four men entered the ring and started going at it. We got a clothesline to the outside from Santana and Ortiz, bringing FTR to the floor. Great dive by Ortiz and Santana. Santana going over the top rope. Santana through the ropes with the suicide dive. We got a lot of focus on Cash Wheeler's arm. Every time he would do a move, he would go back to the arm. They even tried to attack Ortiz's arm, taking off the turnbuckle pad and putting his arm there and trying to give him the same injury that Cash Wheeler got. We got a great near fall as FTR hit the big rig, and it seemed like they were going to get the 1-2-3, but Santana came off the top rope and broke it up for a near fall. We got Dax Harwood with his brain buster that won the match at Fight for the Fallen on Ortiz for a 2 count. In the end, Santana and Ortiz hit a couple of big moves. We got a lung blower, a super kick, and then a front suplex on the face of one of the members of FTR for the victory. I thought that this was a smash hit of an opener, and they could have gone like at least 10 or 15 more minutes, and I wouldn't have complained. What did you guys think? Let's start with Jimmy, since he seems like he's fallen asleep.
I'm awake. I'm holding my head down. I really like this match, and I really like the opening. Even though Cash is the biggest fan of the face paint, I like it, especially on fucking Ortiz. It's a good look. I don't know if Cash's injury has something to do with the wrestling Cash. Has something to do with the fact that FTR went over. But this is the right decision either way, because now they're 1-1. You can always go for another match at some point. You can go even longer. It felt like they left some meat on the bone, even though this is a really good match.
That's a good point.
Yeah.
You know what? I'm a genius when I don't try. I'm here for it. I thoroughly enjoyed this match.
What about you, Cash?
Aside from my love of the GTT OAT and my praising of the star that is Santana, this is what tag team wrestling is to me. It's almost like we have these 2 tag teams we can build a whole division around. I can watch these guys literally every week. Not every night, but every week for a year. Give me a best of 52 between FTR and Pride and Powerful, and I'm happy. Especially if that's the only tag match on the show. I'm happy. Like, there's zero complaints for me. I don't love the Goonies face paint or whatever that is. Even though it did look better on Ortiz. But yeah, I have no complaints. Like, these 4 are really good at what they do. 2 of them in particular are the best at this period. And so, yeah, I was thrilled.
Dare you? Why don't you change your name to Nick Jackson?
He is great, but he is in a duo, unfortunately.
Outrageous. It's a dead presidents inspired face paints. It's similar to what they used against the Best Friends in the parking lot fight last year. Stad King, what did you think about this opener?
I thought it was a really, really good opener. This was a great way to start the show, particularly because it was a match that I think the placement of it, I think, was really good, because as good as this match was, it was also something that is independent of everything else that's supposed to happen on a go-home show. Everything on a go-home show is supposed to be promoting the pay-per-view. This has no real connection to the pay-per-view. So I thought putting it in the beginning when, 1, you know the crowd's going to be hot, and 2, this match will keep them hot, I think was a very well-made decision on Tony Khan and whoever's arranging the show. But the match itself was really good. And FTR, I mean, I don't know if that the whole thing about Cash not being able to like slowly losing grip in his hands is a work or not, but
yes,
but I'm saying I feel like it is, but I'm saying the off chance that it isn't. This is they're gonna go out on a really good series of matches, and if it isn't, even better.
Absolutely. We got a super chat donation already from Connor Smith. Says, I appreciate this review, getting me through my workday. That's what we're here for, man. That's what we're here. Make your workday go a little faster here with our AEW Dynamite review. As always, we appreciate any super chat donations. Connor is a good brother and showing his support. My boy Blue says that it was entertaining, the opener. We got Buck, what you heard said, how did I miss this show? This is dope as fuck. We also got Slam and Sammy Joe said, pretty sure TK heard people complain about last week and he kicked it up a notch this week.
Oh, he decided to fucking pay attention to the goddamn program he was putting together instead of waiting fucking 24 hours before it decided to get this fucking show.
Come on, Jimmy. You know that TK watches AEWramble, AE Recap. You guys ripped him apart on AE Recap. He watches AE Recap. You know this.
He must have had less input from QC Marshall. QC Marshall must have been a little more busy this week.
That is our most used meme on the show.
They just had a busy week down in Jacksonville last week of preseason, getting the Jaguars roster ready. Now he has time to dedicate back to AEW.
Oh, thank God. I think he actually does.
There you go. Frantic World says the tag team match was good. You, my boy Blue, saying the dead president's face paint. And EBB, one of the favorites, says, can't wait for Jimmy and Marcus to talk about the biggest heel turn ever. Yes, that's the part that people come here for. That's the part that people are coming here for. Daniel Garcia was next up backstage with, of course, 2.0. They talk about the Darby versus CM Punk match, saying they're excited, but not about the match. They're excited about taking this match away. Garcia will take Darby down on Rampage. He will hurt Darby, and there is not a shot that he makes it to All Out, which segued very nicely into our next segment in front of the fans, which of course was another week of CM Punk still loving the music. And now the fans of Chicago have decided to make it Judas and sing along to Cult of Personality. He says that he savors the CM Punk chants. He asks if we are sick of him yet, and he says this is too good to be true. And he said he's going to spend whether it's weeks or months just feeling that love. There might be some people out there who get tired of it real fast, but he isn't one of them. So he's doing his best to enjoy it while it lasts. He knows on Sunday this could all end. He hasn't wrestled in 7 years. He is nervous, maybe even scared, knowing that it could all end. Though he has a promise, and he'll promise every time he laces up his boots and comes down the aisle. And before he can finish, Garcia and 2.0 are here and they attack CM Punk. I was a little surprised by this, but they are dropping stomps, dropping knees on CM Punk, which leads to Darby and Singh fashionably late coming down to help out CM Punk to Darby's theme music. They attack 2.0 and Garcia. They bring all three men in the ring where Sting hits the Scorpion Death Drop. Darby hits the coffin drop, and CM Punk hits his first go to sleep in an AEW ring on Jeff Parker. Darby and CM Punk go forehead to forehead. Punk removes his hoodie and goes face to face with his opponent for this Sunday. Sting gets on the mic and he says that he's always wanted to share a ring with CM Punk. Mucho respect. Their paths never did cross and all these years have gone by. He said it felt good to see the go to sleep in the ring, see the coffin drop, felt good to clear traffic, but he says he doesn't want any of that to stop this match on Sunday, including Sting himself, so he won't be at ringside, and he said it will be CM Punk versus Darby Allin on Sunday, and it's showtime. And Sting leaves to leave the two men with the stare down. Let's start with Jimmy this time. What was your thoughts on Garcia and 2.0 promo, CM Punk's promo, and the whole exchange with 2.0, Garcia, Darby, and Sting?
Deuce and Domino. What are 2.0? Sure.
Domino 2.0, yeah.
Yes. That's why I named 2.0. I love them as gimmicks. See, it's okay to be worthless as long as you're entertaining, something QT Marshall can learn from.
Among a lot of others.
And I thoroughly enjoyed the attack on Punk. The Punk promo we've already heard, I think, twice before this point.
Yes,
it is what it is.
We needed a change of pace, so I did like them coming out to attack him.
Yes, and they picked the right two to do it. Though Daniel Garcia, I sure feared for his fucking life,
Right death.
As he was trying to not hurt CM Punk with his punches. Poor bastard. Can't even imagine the fear going through his fucking head. Oh god,
You don't have a legit contract.
if
Yet.
I fuck this up, I'm so fucked.
He's like, they might take my contract away.
Sting promo I thoroughly enjoyed. Mucho, whatever, did show his age a little bit. Yeah, it was dead nonsense.
He thought that was cool.
I mean, he did. We never crossed paths. You're 35 years older than I am.
At least.
But I enjoyed everybody involved. Darby didn't talk. That's fine. He got to do his thing later. I thought this worked for everybody.
Yeah.
What about you, Cash?
Yeah, I specifically enjoy Magic Matt Lee and his promos when he's deucing it up. Red Death, I just chuckle at because that name's so ridiculous. So
Nobody calls him Red Death except us.
But it's on his trunks and his Contron. So I get a kick out of it just chuckling at this skinny dude just talking all fiercely. The promo, I have a running gag because it reminds me, ironically, very much of Sting, right? So I told Jimmy, he was like, we're going to hear from CM Punk every episode until the pay-per-view, right? And he's like, no. I was like, yeah. And sure enough, we did. But I like that they mixed it up. I like that there was an attack. I like that Sting and Darby were the ones that even the odds. So there's like a mutual respect thing leading to the pay-per-view. And most importantly, more than anything else, I like that Sting's going to fuck off. And it's just going to be Darby and CM Punk at the pay-per-view without old man Sting, even though he admitted, yeah, I'm going to show my face because I want a cheap pop. But then I'm gonna fuck off after that, and I think that's the best case scenario.
I'm gonna fuck off. All right, Stat King, what did you think about this entire segment?
I appreciate the fact that Daniel Garcia, despite the fact that he keeps losing, really, really believes in himself as a serious threat to whoever he's going to face. As if we are supposed to believe that the 2 days before the pay-per-view, he is going to get a win over Darby Allin at Rampage. Nobody believes that, except for Daniel Garcia, and maybe 2.0 if they're lying to him. But the beatdown itself was good. I thought that it went a little bit too long before Sting and Darby came out, and then I think basically the problem is that Sting can't really run, and Darby doesn't want to leave him behind. So Darby was like, "I'll walk as slowly as you do as we try to save this man, even though our music's already been playing for at least 2 minutes." So that was a little awkward. But overall, I think the segment got the job done, which was just to get Darby and Punk in the ring together, having that stare down. So works in that regard. And Punk should have taken that damn hoodie off before he got involved with any of this. Just take the hoodie off.
Hey,
he's gonna get attacked.
Exactly. He had no idea he was going to get attacked. I mean, of course, he knew in reality, but not in kayfabe.
Take the hoodie off so you can sell more of the shirts he's already sold 100,000 of.
Hey, that's why he has the hoodie open. That's what the hoodie's open for, is to sell the shirt. Exactly. Next up, we had a sit-down interview with Tony Schiavone, who was not pleased at all to be there with Maxwell Jacob Freeman, calling him the most despicable, despisable human being that he has ever met, and saying that this is uncomfortable for him. MJF says thanks for that intro. He then addresses Jericho and all of his nicknames. 40 years consistently evolving, being universally known as the greatest of all time. His career is unparalleled. He will be etched in the Mount Rushmore of wrestling, but don't get it twisted. MJF says that he will be taking his place. He may as well be wrestling stepdad because he's got Jericho's shoes to fill. What a line. No easy feat. He then compares Jericho to Muhammad Ali, saying Muhammad Ali was considered the greatest boxer, but he kept coming back for the spotlight, turning his brain into scrambled eggs and his body into a shell of what it once was. Look in the mirror, Jericho. He is Ali. He is on the downward spiral now, but just like Ali, Jericho's an addict. He needs the spotlight. Crave it. The warm glow is intoxicating. MJF took it away from him 3 times, and when a man loses this, he will do anything to get it back, and that's why Jericho has put his career on the line. This is why MJF will have the honor to end one of the greatest runs in the history of professional wrestling. It's poetic that the same yearning of the spotlight that got him to the dance will be the same reason why his music dies. What a masterful, superb promo by MJF. What was your thoughts, Stacking?
This was really, really good. Max is Max has got to be one of the best on the mic I think he's probably the best on the mic in AEW. And he's probably one of the best on the mic when it comes to wrestling in general. And this promo just kind of told the story of the entire feud without needing really a video recap. Like, you don't need to talk about or see any of the prior matches, blood and guts, all of that. Max just recapped it all in the span of maybe a minute, 2 minutes tops. This was a really well done. And if he was, I don't know if that was not prepared, even like incredibly even better. If he's just come with that off the top of his head, which I feel like is probably the case considering how good he is at promos. So this sold it. And Tony Schiavone just sitting there looking uncomfortable just added an element to it where like you could just like tell like Tony does not want to fucking be there at all. But he has to do his job, and he has to sit next to the salt of the earth. So good segment.
I said this was great. It was masterful, superb. The only problem was it felt like Kevin Dunn was manning the camera and producing this because MJF had to go camera 1, camera 2, back to the wide cam, camera 3, camera 4, back to the wide cam. That yes, exactly. Thank you, producer. That's why you're here. That's why you get paid the big bucks. Jimmy, what was your thoughts?
Well, to be fair, that's why we know it was relatively scripted because MJF's head turns were completely on point. In fact, it moved with the time of the camera. It didn't bother me. I guess they want people to be bored as they sat and listened to the greatest promo in the business. I don't get it. Tony be like, this ain't Britt Baker. Goddamn right. That's what we all should be saying. However, yes, he's the best promo in the business. You guys really don't got on a limb there. He might be the best promo in the company. Might be the best promo in wrestling. Just like that dummy on Twitter talking about, I'm going to go on a limb here. I'm going to say MJF's going to be one of the greatest heels of all time. Oh, wait, step on a limb, stupid. Jesus.
He's like, that's not much of a limb. You had to comment. He had to respond.
Yeah, what are you talking about? He was like, mark my words. MJF's going to be one of the greatest heels of all time. Oh, excuse the fuck out of me, stupid.
I've never heard that one before.
MJF's fantastic. Even as a person who generally loves heels, the Muhammad Ali thing bothers me a little bit, which means it did its job, quite frankly. And Tony, to me, added to this so much. Just completely unobjective, not even pretending to be.
Yeah.
I got distracted. AEW is on top of it, as per always. MJF is the man, and Chris Jericho would struggle, quite frankly, to follow this later on in the night. I think they should have flip-flopped, quite frankly.
Settings or in the order?
The order. I like the settings. So.
That's fair. That is a fair criticism or suggestion. Cash, what was your thoughts on MJF's promo?
So regarding the best promo in the business, I particularly enjoyed the different camera angles and the back and forth and the back. I love that. That was great.
Really?
Yes. That was my second favorite part of it. First part was Pouty Tony, who was very much looking like he was punished for something.
He does look like he's on timeout.
Right? He looks like he's on punishment, like he got Britt Baker too hard for Tony's liking. He's like, and that's his coming up.
He's like, I wish it was Britt. I wish.
He's just there all like salty, ironically. And then MJF just doing MJF things, just being a great promo. Agreed, this probably should have been the closer of the two promos. But I was here for all of this. This was perfect to me.
So good stuff all around. Next up, we had a singles matchup. Orange Cassidy going one-on-one with Jack Evans. Before the match can even start, Orange Cassidy is attacked by Matt Hardy, so he's sent to the back. They have a decent exchange before the commercial break, and then during the commercial break, we get a small package and a win. And this is something that me, Jimmy, and Cash have been asking for months. Finally, I popped. I've never popped so much for missing a finish to a match that I had for this. They finally made you pay attention to the picture-in-picture by doing this. I want to give this match 4 stars for that alone because we had a finish during the picture-in-picture. But Cash, what was your thoughts on the match and the finish?
So we've been asking for this for months. This has been a running gag of mine with Jimmy for 20 years since Nitro, right? I was like, you should have seen it. We had a world title change in the commercial, right? Like, this has been a running gag of mine for forever. And the fact that we finally had a match end in a commercial, the fact that it was the most bullshit match they put on the card, right? We had Orange Cassidy and Jack Evans of all fucking people with no business being on Dynamite, either of them.
Shit!
Jesus Christ!
It's like you put this bullshit match on this feud from Stat King show, right? And you put it on Dynamite, right? And then you realize, oh, it's because we want to make a point that you need to watch the commercials. So we're gonna put this horse shit match on so we can end it during the commercial. I love that if that's the intent. If it's reported that it's a timing issue, which they also have sometimes, then I get to shit on Tony Khan again. So for me, it's a win-win. I come out winning on this, and believe it or not, the lowest point of the show didn't even bother me, especially when you have Matt Hardy fuck off nice and early too. So it's like they're learning their lessons a couple years in, and we're finally doing things the right way. And granted, this is the
Look at that face.
It's hilarious. I think Romeo said the folder of Tony Khan pictures. But yeah, and while this is the segment that is the only reason this is not a higher score overall on the show for me, this was still a positive. So winning.
Got it. Stat King, what did you think about this match? That wouldn't have looked out of place on Elevation or Dark for sure.
Yeah, no, it wouldn't have. But this was really unnecessary, and it only makes sense after the match when we later find out that Pac and Andrade can't happen at the pay-per-view due to travel issues. And then
that was actually announced before the show from Tony Khan on Twitter. Yeah.
All right. See, I didn't see it.
Twitter, huh? I gotta follow 4 fucking shows, and I gotta follow Tony Khan's shitty Twitter account. I was just telling me on the goddamn program, asshole.
Yes, the Andrade Pac match had to be pulled due to Pac having travel issues. So the Casino Battle Royale that was going to be on the buy-in is moved to the main show. So they needed a match to replace it for the buy-in. After the match, Matt Hardy and HFO attacked Orange Cassidy. Best Friends came down to make the save, but they couldn't deal with the numbers. So Jurassic Express came down so the people could sing Jungle Boy's song twice. And it sets up this buy-in match, a 10-man tag with Jurassic Express and the Best Friends versus HFO.
Yeah. Does Tony Khan have a private jet?
They say travel issues because they can't expose real things, because last week they had a lot of changes due to 2 guys getting the C word, the panorama, the pandemic thing. So I think that it may be Pac, but they cannot confirm that, and they can't, put out, health.
Heroin accident. What the fuck was that?
I don't know.
That was really bad. That was pretty bad. Jimmy, what was your thoughts on the match and the post-match?
I'm not prisoner at the moment. I've said it since they showed up. I'm replacing Matt Hardy with 2.0 Company. I'm replacing fucking QT Marshall with 2.0 Company. They're pulling triple duty as far as I'm concerned. They do not pull back.
Must not be in his contract.
Yeah,
not only work Dynamite.
Matt Hardy stinks. Jack Evans used to be amazing, but now he's just after he botched a few times, it feels he's just fucking completely new to his own style. I have no interest in watching him. Orange Cassidy, him fucking doing switching in the middle of the ring 10 times. I'm over it. Like this match, look, bring Russell Miller and shut up, JR. I don't know what they told you in the back and forth to like this nonsense. Knock it off. Just give it to everybody. I'm just the only thing I like is that they ended it during the commercial break, which to me, like everybody else involved apparently, just made everything worth it. Just fuck it. I'm now in, I guess. I'm here for it.
Yes, that was the biggest positive from this whole match, and of course setting up a buy-in match. They needed a new match, and it made sense to get a whole bunch of guys that are over in Orange Cassidy, Jurassic Express on this card. Give Private Party an opportunity to get some action on the card, and it's going to be a match that the fans are into on the buy-in, so it makes sense. We got in the comments here, Wrestling Geezer saying Andrade versus Sammy Guevara wouldn't be a bad replacement. I agree, but we need a match where Andrade is definitely going to win. So I would replace Sammy Guevara with Dante Martin. If we are going to get an Andrade match on like the buy-in or a short match on the pay-per-view, give Dante Martin the showcase, but in the end he loses to Andrade.
My guess is actually Andrade has the COVID, to be fair.
No. They did confirm that it was travel issues with Pac. So yeah.
Plus, Andrade's been playing the angle on the Twitter for another match.
Yeah.
I'm here for Dante Martin. Honestly, you know what? Screw this whole match. I think we're going to bring my score down even lower. Screw this whole match. This should have just been a Dante Martin showcase. I mean,
this match was needed to set up the whole buy-in match.
They've been feuding already. We don't need to see the whole fucking one segment. We got it.
Just do another battle royal of all the people you somewhat give a shit about from Dark and Elevation.
It was 3 minutes of TV time and the 3 minutes during the commercial. I don't think we have anything to complain about. You only saw 3 minutes of this match.
You love Dante Martin, so now I feel the way.
Hey, I love Dante Martin. Don't get me wrong, but
he's great.
Give him a showcase on the pay-per-view. That's what I want. Next up was arguably my favorite segment of the night, and it was literally only 50 seconds, but it was Eddie Kingston and Miedo hyping up their match, the TNT Championship match this Sunday at All Out. Eddie Kingston says that he's going for Miedo's kryptonite, his Achilles, his neck. He says that DDT has shown that it will get the better of Miedo. He says that he wants Miedo to take his hand and they're going to walk through hell together. And maybe if you survive that, you're gonna go to your God's heaven. Great lines by Eddie Kingston, but Miedo might have done one better and says that he will never lay down for anyone. The only time he lays down is in his hotel room with his hot wife. He says that he is going to take down the Mad King at All Out. What did you guys think about this short little vignette to hype up Miedo versus Kingston? Let's start with Jimmy.
I would like to apologize to Stat King because I said MJF is easily the best promo in AEW. That is not the case. Eddie Kingston is right there with him, goddammit. I love Eddie Kingston. MJF feels like a wrestler. If I'm watching MJF, I know I'm watching a wrestling show. Eddie Kingston, like, who put this random nigga on TV? But the most entertaining version of that. MJF, he is fantastic. He's so on this match. They should have him talk about fucking Rampage. But I'm not going to complain. It is what it is. I loved it. And Miro was fine. He just couldn't follow Eddie. That was rough work.
It's tough. It's tough to always follow Eddie Kingston. Stat King, what was your thoughts?
Eddie King, yeah. If I was ranking promo abilities in AEW, I think it's got to go like MJF, Eddie Kingston. I mean, right now, I think just because he's back, CM Punk, because he's going to be able to get the crowd moving. But Eddie Kingston can make you. Eddie Kingston, like they did that. They were doing that for a little bit on BTE. Remember, he'd be on there, and they just like hand him a bag of cookies or something like that, and they'd be like cut a promo on this bag, yeah. And he would just do it, and it would be actually really good for somebody who's completely freestyling off of something just handed to him. So Eddie sold this match so well, and it's actually really funny because and I know the answer to this is no, but if you did watch Darker Elevation, he's on commentary now for Elevation, and they were talking about Fuego and Sammy were in a match again as a team against Chaos Project, and during the match, Eddie Kingston is shitting on Fuego del Sol for losing to Miedo and then still accepting the contract. So everything that Miedo is upset about Fuego that started this whole feud, Eddie actually agrees with him, but Eddie's still like, I'm still going to try to take your title, though, just because I can, and I don't like you. So that just adds like a whole fun aspect to it. And this has got to be low-key a match of the night contender just because of how just vicious and violent it's going to be at All Out.
No, it's really because Miro called Eddie out. So this is all Miro's doing for real. Cash, what was your thoughts on the vignette?
Yeah, Kingston is the best part of the YouTube shows by far, especially when he refuses to sell their ridiculous names for the finishers. And he goes, "No, that's just a DDT. It's called DDT."
Yeah, they're like,
So
no, it's DD Ty. It's like, I'm not calling it DD
no,
Ty.
I'm not selling. He should have said, "I'm not selling that." Not putting that over. But yeah, easily the second greatest promo in the business as a whole. Eddie Kingston's fantastic. I love "Let Me Hold Your Hand and Walk Through Hell with You." Then you can go to "Your God." I don't think Miro was better. I don't think it was close either. I think Eddie crushed it. Miro was good. Eddie crushed it. These are some of the things we have to have on our show every week. Britt Baker speaking, Eddie Kingston speaking, MJF speaking. You know, these are de facto. We should build our shows around them talking, like those three talking and Punk talking, and then figure everything else out.
Not bad.
I
apologize,
John Moxley. Yes. And Moxley. So Moxley next up, he had a little video package and promo highlighting his match with Satoshi Kojima on Sunday. And he basically called Kojima a crazy ass old man. And he's going to take a bit of his scalp on Sunday, this AEW versus New Japan Pro Wrestling match. I think it's going to exceed a lot of people's expectations because I feel like a lot of people know Kojima, but they are going to be impressed by what this old man has to offer, especially with Moxley, who has done well with the New Japan dads of the past. Any thoughts on Moxley's little promo here?
He's the shit. He is splendid. I am hoping that this is going to be the slowest heel turn of all time, as he just gets more and more vicious, more and more north of AEW. I would be so here for it. I like. I'm here with John Moxley. He's right up there for me with MJF and Kingston because he sold me on this match, and I know nothing about Kojima. I'm here for it.
Agreed. I have zero expectations for this match because I know zero about Kojima. Nor do I want to. I don't care. But
the lack of curiosity.
Exactly. Like shit.
What am I gonna get? I'm gonna get into the 50-year-old man now. I don't care. He's 50 now already. So blah.
World band, you're up. You're up.
But I'm sure Mox is gonna put on a good match with him. I'm sure it's gonna be entertainingly violent because that's all Moxley knows. So yeah, let's see what happens. That's gonna be cool, I guess.
We got a couple of comments here. EVB says, for my personal taste, Dax is my favorite promo in the company. The range of different tones from everyone in AEW really sets it apart from WWE. One of the best differences, in my opinion, all different cadences. And Slammin' Sammy Joe says, Mox delivers great promos, but he has a certain style to his promos, and he doesn't branch out of it. Nor do I think he should, which is a great point. I agree there. Someone else that stays in kind of the same frame, whether he's face or heel, Kojima created Metal Gear Solid, you know? Oh, Jesus. Our producer in the back. Jim Ross is in the middle of the ring for his first in-ring interview in AEW, and he wants to talk to one of his best wrestling friends, and he thinks he made a bad decision, and he calls him the MVP, Chris Jericho. Jericho welcomes us to Chicago is Jericho. He says he doesn't say that anymore, but wants to harken back to his past. Since 22 years ago, he started his main event journey in this business in Chicago at the Allstate Arena down the road, which is, of course, referencing his WWE debut. He said the man who recruited him was the man right there in the ring with him, Jim Ross, and that's why Jericho wants him out here. JR calls it an honor, but he wants to know why he chose the stipulation for this Sunday. If he doesn't win, he won't wrestle in AEW again. Why such an extreme? Jericho says he remembers the day he signed with Jim. He will answer those questions, but he wants to first call MJF a piece of shit. He says the MJF is confident, arrogant, and crafty, but the only thing he has over Jericho are 3 victories. He names the dates, talking about November 7th, 2020, May 5th, 2021, and August 18th, 2021. And he says that they are burned in his brain and he can't let it go. So he must take the chance and put it all on the line. Jericho brings up this being the 100th episode of AEW Dynamite and says that they are the hottest company in the world right now. Jericho says, sure, he can stay in AEW for a long time, can have a lot more matches, win more titles, but all this time he would know he couldn't beat MJF. He couldn't live with that. He know what's the beginning of the end of his time in the ring, but Jericho doesn't want it to be the end. He wants more. He doesn't want to stop, and he says if something goes wrong on Sunday, his journey ends where it all began. He will walk to commentary and do his best full time. Please don't do that. And he says MJF will not take this away from him, though. If he wants Jericho out of the ring, he'll have to be the best he's ever been. He'll have to break every bone, squeeze every breath out of him. And he says that he will see him on Sunday, you little prick. Stat King, what was your thoughts on Jericho's promo here?
I liked the promo, but it just felt like it was going a little too much. Like it felt a little too much than necessary, especially when he's saying that, you know, Max is going to have to be the best he's ever been, this, that, and the other thing. He's already beaten you 3 times. Like, why does he doesn't need to be the best he's ever been. He just needs to do what he's already done 3 times in a row. You've never beaten the man. Like, what? That doesn't make any sense. So, yeah, you know, in hindsight, I do agree with Jimmy and Marcus that the promo should have been switched, that they should have started off with the Jericho one, because then everything MJF says has even more impact and weight behind it. So I don't know. The promo was all right, but I just felt, and that's kind of a thing with Jericho. He tends to go really, really long on promos sometimes, and it's just dumb and uncomfortable. Like, just get in, get what you need to say, and get out. But that's also, Jericho has that the history and the clout to be able to look at Tony and say, hey, I'd like 5 minutes, or I'd like 8 minutes, and Tony's like, yeah, sure, do whatever you need to do. So could have been a lot shorter.
Understandable criticism there. Cash, what was your thoughts on Jericho's promo?
It's really long in the tooth, man. I'm surprised he brought back Chicago's Jericho. I thought that maybe that would have been a stupid idea from Bad Creative. But yeah, I like JR being in there with him. I like JR looking all somber.
You look emotional, right?
Yeah, he looks.
He did. He sold it that this might be Jericho's last time.
Yeah.
JR more than Jericho.
However, I'm rooting against MJF because holy crap, I don't want Jericho on commentary on any show, not even the YouTube shows. And yes, sorry to dump that on you, Stat King, but I don't even want him there either. Just win and then disappear and go on tour. Take Orange Cassidy with you.
Oh jeez.
They just actually, no, that'd be a great special attraction for the concert.
Right? Yeah.
Recreate the Mimosa Brawl match.
There you go.
Every concert.
Now that's creative.
And then just for me, take Marco Stunt and then put him in your suitcase, but then have like American Airlines.
Marco Stunt can sing, though. He can. That is true.
As long as he gets lost and he gets stuck out there and they end up in a country that seizes their passports.
Jesus Christ! Oh, right. So you like the promo?
Okay, like
That's not what we're talking about.
exactly. Jimmy, take it away. Jimmy, give your thoughts on Jericho's promo.
After hearing that Eddie Kingston has joined fucking commentary for Dark and Elevation, apparently, I'm even more annoyed by the commentary team I get on fucking Fridays. I'd get rid of Jericho and Mark Henry just replace with Eddie Kingston. However, promo was really good. As we all said, JR really added to it. JR is the only one that had me believe that Jericho might actually lose this fucking match. Jericho needs a break, but him losing ain't it. So maybe he wins, and then MJF goes down some steps or something. Whatever. I'm okay with it.
A fierce injury.
A fierce injury where he goes on the road. That's something.
I think that I think we're pretty much all in agreement for different reasons that Jericho probably should win on Sunday against MJF. And my thoughts have gone to maybe not set it up at All Out because I don't want all the debuts to happen there, but I think the perfect person for Chris Jericho to feud with next is a certain significant other of Dr. Goat Baker, Adam Cole, baby. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. You bring him in, and Jericho can't feud with Bryan or Punk because that feels like too WWE. But although both guys come from WWE, they never cross paths there. Jericho and Adam Cole have Adam Cole get a big win over Chris Jericho and end the feud there. Chris Jericho just won this feud with MJF. You don't need him to get a win over Adam Cole. Adam Cole getting a win over Chris Jericho, I feel like would be big. But that would be my idea for Chris Jericho coming out of this.
I don't want guys from WWE coming in fighting guys that were in WWE. Enough of that.
I don't want Adam Cole, period.
Adam Cole was never really in WWE. He was in the developmental territory.
That's what
Who signed this chat?
Adam Baker needs to beat it. We don't want him here.
Adam Baker, I'm done with you. Your bias towards Adam Cole has to totally
negative energy to the company.
It has nothing to do with his in-ring ability, his character work, or his promo work. It's the fact that he will take attention from you guys, from Dr. Goat Baker, who watches AE Recap. I know. Next up, we have Darby Allin. He gets a video package hyping his matchup with CM Punk. He says that when CM Punk said he'd be fit when he was 15, he would have been a big fan of Darby Allin. And Darby says when he was 15, CM Punk was his favorite. He feels overlooked though. The fact that CM Punk said that he was the first on the list, he felt overlooked. He should have been the last on his list. He knows what he must do: beat CM Punk in Chicago or die trying. I think that this was the exact opposite of Chris Jericho, where you felt like, that went too long. This was the perfect amount of time. Darby's not the best on promo, but this was very effective. What was your thoughts, Jimmy?
I liked it. I probably would have gone a little further with it. He said he felt overlooked. To me, it felt like Punk was treating him like a warm-up match. Like, before I actually get going, this little mess up and move on. But it worked. And I think we all assumed Darby's going to lose, right? You can't Punk with his first fucking match. But it works. He can't speak. And so the video packages work for him. That's
exactly.
That dive into the water, that shit's fucking outrageous.
Cash, what was your thoughts?
Yeah, this was, again, perfect. 10 out of 10 on this promo. Like, that line, I should have been last on your list, that's so hard. That's so, yeah, I think all of Darby's promos should be like that, where they're like little, video packages that he puts together in his art studio in Seattle. Like, they should all be like that. Like, every single one should be pre-taped. He should never have a live mic. And they should all be like that kind of background, black and white settings, and it goes perfect. I wouldn't know what more to ask of that.
This felt like very documentary interview-ish in the format and how the setting was. Stat King, what was your thoughts?
It was a perfect length. Got in, got out, and Darby, it just reminded me of the videos he was doing with I think it was Sammy, when he was shooting with Sammy, and he was having the body bag stuff, or maybe that was with Cage and Ricky Starks, but it was the body bag stuff like in the backwoods of wherever the fuck he was. But it just reminded me of that, and those are some of the best promos that you can do for a character like him. I agree with you guys, absolutely. Just get in, get out, have that same style, and just keep it moving.
Yes, perfect length. We got a question here from our producer, Romeo. I think this is for me. So you want heel Cole first? Yes, Adam Cole is not a fucking babyface. Please, ladies and gentlemen, it doesn't matter how many people say bay or cheer him. He has never been a good babyface. He will never be a good babyface. He needs to be a heel, and going against Chris Jericho is the best thing for him to do.
He's infinitely unlikable. So he should be a heel at all times.
I think you further heal that up by going by Adam Baker.
Wait, he gets the reverse Mike Bennett treatment.
Yeah.
We got
Adam Baker.
We got Slam and Sammy Joe saying Marco Stunt has amazing stories. I'm more interested in him as a person than him as a wrestler.
I'm going to give that $1 back because that's not a worthwhile comment.
Jesus
Christ.
No.
Jesus Christ. Next, we had a very short.
Now I'm on camera.
We had a very short vignette hyping Christian versus Kenny Omega for this Sunday. I think this was like more of like a short version of what we're going to see on the countdown to All Out later tonight after Rampage. But then after that, we had big men slapping meat as it was Powerhouse Hobbs going one-on-one with Brian Cage. Hobbs makes his entrance, but Cage is quick to attack him from behind. He sends Hobbs into the barricade a few times, then rolls him into the ring to start the match. They immediately start going at it. It took a while for the crowd to get behind it, but once we got into the flow of things, they were definitely into this matchup. A huge suplex from the apron to the inside the ring by Brian Cage. He has Hobbs up for the F5. Hobbs is on the apron, but like I said, he gets the suplex, but Hook distracts the referee on the apron. While the referee is distracted, it's a callback to the match between Ricky Starks and Brian Cage, but this time Ricky Starks hits Brian Cage with the FTW title, and then Hobbs hits the Town Business, which is his Oklahoma Stampede Power Slam for the victory. What did you guys think about this match here, Stacking?
It just felt disjointed to me. I don't know. It felt as though it just was a little too chaotic for everything that was going on. The Cage attacking Hobbs from behind makes sense considering how much they don't like each other, but I just felt like it changed the tone of the match. So I don't know. This one I didn't like as much, but the ending I really liked. I liked how they're just continuing to get over Ricky Starks doing horrible shit to Cage and finding ways to get underneath his skin. But I don't know, it just felt disjointed to me for some reason. What about you, Cash?
I thoroughly enjoyed this match. I agree. The attack made sense. I can appreciate when they have some actual big men that are worth a damn on the show. Slide at Lance Archer.
Fantastic. Awful. Tony Khan at work again.
And Nick Cave, man, who's in a gold dust. But I appreciate when we have big men that actually worth a damn on the show and being presented like they're worth a damn. That like apron, like outside in superplex that Brian Cage does is amazing in general. To do that to Willie Hobbs, amazing. I'm very big on gear, so shout out to Will Hobbs' gear that he had with the Harlem Heat montage thing going on. Even though I would have him wrestle in his overalls going forward, that would be his look to me.
British Bulldog, wrestling jeans.
Exactly. No, I'm done.
Like straps up, and then proper Town Business, straps come down. But yeah, no, I was here for it, and especially the For the World Champion coming in because I called it. He wasn't at ringside. And it was like, For the World Champion.
You called that, huh?
He's not
Ricky Starks sheet, huh?
No, I called
How did you pull that off?
I called that he wasn't there.
Good job.
And then he showed up, shot to the head, for the world, for the win. FTW, fuck the world. This was great. I'm here for Team Taz. Yes.
Jimmy, what was your thoughts?
I liked this match. I haven't really liked what they've done with Team Taz. Now, a lot of it hasn't been Dummy's fault. Dummy's Tony Khan, by the way.
Dummy
Hobbs
Khan,
has stuff to deal with. Starks has been injured. There's a whole lot of shit going on. So it's felt like this feud has been disjointed, quite frankly. However, I like the match. I like the finish. Hobbs to me is the right person to go over. And you talked about the fans not being interested in the beginning. It's because they butchered Brian Cage. Brian Cage is not over. He just isn't. So unless you see him do ridiculously awesome shit, you're not gonna give a fuck. But how good that he did his shit, suplex, flips and shit.
It's like he has to get his shit in because it's all he got.
I guess for me, like I've been spoiled by seeing Brian Cage at 2 Warrior Wrestling shows up against people who are smaller than him. So he's able to do like really crazy fucking shit with them in the ring. Like there's a guy jumped off the top rope and Cage caught him with head on shoulder. Like he caught him into a vertical suplex. Like when I'm seeing things like that, like it's a little bit more difficult for me to get into like a match with Hobbs where it's just more strength on strength. So I guess maybe that's why it didn't stand out as much to me.
I think it's more impressive when he does his strength on guys like Hobbs than when he does stuff like that. Honestly, that's just me. But I enjoyed this for what it was. It wasn't too long. They got both of them got their shit in, and Hobbs getting the victory made me very happy because I want big things for Powerhouse Hobbs. Next up, we had Malachi Black has a video package talking about him leaving the room because he dictates when he fights, not Lee Johnson. He says he took mercy on Cody and Arn and Brock. He granted them a swift death, but Lee will not get that gift. He will suffer. He will place coins over the eyes of Lee so that he can play the toll to Hades. What was your thoughts on this quick promo and vignette from Malachi Black, Cash?
I know it's really early, and I don't want to be egregious because I enjoy the guy. Pause. But it's feeling like maybe empty words coming out of Malachi Black because didn't he declare complete war because of Brock Anderson not laying down immediately? So whatever Lee Johnson was going to do shouldn't have mattered. If we're at war now, apparently everybody should be getting swift death, and then it really wasn't swift death either.
Well, he declared war on the Anderson family. That's what.
He said the Nightmare family.
Yeah, he said the Nightmare family.
I thought he said the Anderson family.
He said all of them. Although 3 of them might have saved themselves from Malachi Black's
That's why they did it.
That's why they did it, because they knew better. But yeah, it's like you already declared war. How do you declare more war on war, and then you're not out here murdering people? Why are we standing off from Lee Johnson in the first place? He's a scrub from Sat King Show. Like, what are we doing?
Jimmy, what was your thoughts? Oh, they're frozen. I see they're frozen in place. Stat King, what was your thoughts?
I was gonna say that I was just trying to figure out why the black guy doesn't get the same treatment of swift death as why's he got to get like the pain and suffering that the other guys didn't for no apparent reason. Like all Lee Johnson did was run out to make a save. Like he didn't do anything else. Like he didn't challenge.
He had the audacity to have his music played. Like anybody was gonna know who the fuck he was.
He didn't challenge you to a match like Brock did or anything like that. Like but no. This was just and it's just Lee Johnson has not been a threat really to anybody. Like he got ragdolled by Miedo. Why is Malachi Black considering Lee Johnson to be that big of a threat? You've already taken out the head of the Snake, even though they're the good guys in this feud. So why are any of the people below supposed to be that much of a threat? But hey, it drags it out, and it let Malachi Black use the pay the toll keeper line. So that works.
Jimmy, what was your thoughts?
I don't say this very often. I completely agree with Cash, almost word for word. I like the promo in a vacuum, but not in a vacuum. I don't believe you. Like you said it was if this dummy doesn't lay down, shit's about to go down. He didn't lay down. His fucking dad blocked your move. And now what? If he murders Lee Johnson on Rampage, I'm back in it. But he literally has to murder him. Pull out a knife, stab him, and we can
take away that awful nickname also.
Yes.
Oh, he wants actual murder on a Friday night. Ladies and gentlemen, you heard it here first from Jimmy Macram. Murder on a Friday night.
You saw the ratings. Nobody's watching. So just fucking stop.
Hey, 700,000 is more than we both predicted for Rampage. So
don't you dare slam in Sammy Joe. Get that out of your mouth. Watch that with soap right now. How dare you?
Sammy Joe saying Malachi versus Dustin should be quite a match. Maybe we'll get that at Full Gear.
Yes.
Rampage without Punk is doing NXT numbers, and they're only 1 hour and airing late at night on a Friday. So people are watching.
Yeah, all those losers will stay at home. Or have kids or whatever the fuck.
Or have kids.
Oh, ridiculous. Ridiculous, I swear. Next up, this is why I wanted to save some of your aggression towards a lot of the other segments because I wanted it all for this here. QT Marshall is in the ring with his goons, the factory that will likely that were likely there just to, take some offense from Paul White, and he calls out Paul White heavyweight to heavyweight. White comes out with a grin. He enters the ring, and of course, all the dudes corner White, but he shoves them all off. And then he hits a right. He powers through Solo and Camarado, choke slam to one of the factory dweebs. Soho is on the top rope. White turns and swats him out of the air. Gun Club is here a little late, sliding into the ring to help White, even though he had things settled himself. QT then hops on the apron with the chair, but Billy shoves his face, and yeah, this was all not very good. And then when you think this is jumping the shark, they go one better, and we get Shoguns Implode as Billy Gunn smacks Paul White with a steel chair right to his injured hip. QT Marshall is shocked, I say. Gunn with the chair shot to Big Show's head. Then we get QT Marshall back in the ring, waiting for the factory to pick up Tall Paul, and he gives him the diamond cutter, and QT stands over Tall Paul's body with his hands up. Stat King, let's start with you before we go to Cash and Jimmy. What was your thoughts on this entire segment?
I am going to defer my time to my respective colleagues because I feel as though they are going to cover everything that I feel about this segment in a manner that has far better emotion than me, gentlemen.
That was quite respectable of you, so I'll give you credit. Let's go to Jimmy first.
Whose fault is this? Man, come on. Like, this is what I'm saying. Like, this is what we call lack of foresight by whoever the fuck is in like, whoever the fuck is in charge. And that guy, first of all, does the guy look like he should be in charge? Does that guy look like he's somebody who commands the respect of grown men? No. He signs checks that we listen to this. Look at this guy.
He looks like the guy from accounting.
He looks like the guy from accounting's assistant. This is fucking ridiculous. And the fact that the Big Show QT Marshall is on the card to begin with. The fact that we had a whole in-ring segment 3 times now dedicated to this fucking nonsense. The fact that we got a Billy Gunn and company, including his dope up son who has a racist idiot tattoo on his fucking arm, do a heel turn better than Seth's heel. I definitely put. Oh, okay.
EBB says better than Seth's heel turn on the Shield. I definitely felt the emotion from everyone in that crowd. Tears, just tears.
Just what are we doing? Have we already set the Big Show's next feud? And his next feud is with Billy Gunn?
Yes.
I tell you what, he just wanted to pop a rating, so he signed the Big Show. But now you can't go back and you fucking promise to put him in the ring, so I've got to do it. And then you do QT Marshall in the he's sick. Good. I hope it blows up. I kind of hope this company fucking never mind.
This feels like an extension of the Codyverse in a lot of ways.
Oh my God, it does, don't it? It does, don't it?
It does. Cash, what was your thoughts?
Fucking why? To all of this. First of all, there's 5 guys in the Nightmare Factory in the ring, and we specifically don't introduce the brand new 2 that just popped up, right? And I get for the numbers thing, but they're in the ring and they're wearing the t-shirts and shit. Like, maybe we should give them a name. This is Johnny and Joey Blowoff. Like, give me something, even though you're going to repackage them later. Give me something where I should care. It's bad enough you don't even name drop Aaron Solo anymore. It's literally QT Marshall and Nick Colorado in the factory. Like, you don't even say Aaron Solo, and he is the factory in that extension. Paul White being physical in the ring, even though he's 97 years old and has a bad hip. It's so believable because he's 8 feet tall. And then you have but he's still like geriatric.
He's 8 feet tall,
like
and 500 pounds.
Like, right? And then you got QT talking, and then him going over and standing tall at the end. And this is just it. This part feels like the test to: are you still a fan? Will you watch us no matter what? Will you still love me? Like that. That's what this is, because they put on horse shit like this on the show all the time, usually more than just a segment, but all the time there's horseshit like this, and I don't understand. I hate the the Billy Gunn thing being the next feud because that means more Big Show. I would have rather, if you promised Big Show a match at All Out as a way to get him to sign a contract, put him in the ring with Billy Gunn in the first fucking place instead of QT Marshall.
Seems like a decent enough idea right there. We got EBB saying, just you wait, Jimmy. SP3 is going to splash that cash and to bring Tony Khan on the podcast.
Well, these I have a reason to be fucking upset instead of having Stat King, who I like, sprung on me and then getting upset because I didn't fucking know he was going to be on. At least Tony Khan would be, and I have an actual reason to fucking be upset. I got to sit here and smile at Tony Khan's dumb face.
Come on, Stat King's at least nice. At least you don't hate him like you hate.
I love Stat King. He just pops up. Hey, Jimmy, what's going on with your show? I have the biggest fucking idea. I'll find out when you find out.
Jesus Christ, I love how this went off the rails at this segment. Perfect timing. All right. If Lee dies, he dies.
That's pretty cool.
It's pretty good. Pretty good there. Next up, to make you guys happy again, Dr. Britt Baker, DMD, is talking about how she's added some star power to the Casino Battle Royale. It's Reba and Jamie Hayter. She has some more good news. One of the hottest stars in all of pro wrestling has just signed a long-term contract with AEW, guaranteed to keep the ratings sky high, and that name is Dr. Britt Baker, DMD. She can make a match whenever she wants due to this contract, so her girls will be versus Chris Statlander in a 2-on-1 handicap match on Friday for AEW Rampage. What did you guys think about this short promo from Britt Baker and the tease of a free agent? Cash?
That jersey though, indeed. I'm still waiting on mine in the mail, AEW shop. Anyway, while I love Britt Baker, and she should always talk, and she is a good promo, and the tease is funny because everybody's going to assume, oh my God, Adam Baker's coming. Way to book ourselves. Yes, that guy. Way
For
to
real, Britt Baker? For real? Like that guy? That's your guy?
That's your guy?
For real?
You expect Britt Baker like a Woody Hobbs though, no? Like you
No, like
expect that,
Roman Reigns or somebody. Some magical looking Negro.
I was big dude. But no, way to book ourselves into a hole because there's literally only one way you can save this, and it's that it's not a match and it's a setup for a beatdown, a 3-on-1 beatdown. You can't have Chris Statlander lose right before All Out. You can't have her new muscle Jamie Hayter with a partner lose. Even if it's Reba taking a fall, which obviously would be Reba taking a fall, but still, how shitty does that make the problem solver look? Like, what are we doing here? This better be set up for an assault. Because if this is a match, this is going to be horseshit. And all three people deserve better than that, particularly the alien.
Stat King, what was your thoughts on this promo from Britt?
I liked the bait and switch on Adam Cole. And I agree with Cash that this is setting them up into a very bad situation for Rampage today. Because, yeah, that I didn't even think of that. How it affects Jamie Hayter if Chris Statlander wins. That's a very good point. And it just feels as though it is set up for Statlander to win and get that one up over Britt before the pay-per-view. So yeah, I really do hope that this is going to end in some kind of disqualification beatdown now.
Agreed.
Jimmy, same.
Yeah, just fucking go Baker and talk as long as she wants to talk. She should get Jericho's time. And she should get the time that fucking Orange Cassidy time, quite frankly. So,
what if Orange Cassidy's match had been entirely on picture-in-picture and the 3 minutes of regular TV time they'd given to Goat Baker?
Oh my God, they start and end the match in a commercial? I'd love that.
yes. You just have to go Baker talk.
I might perform things on Tony Khan or something like that. Like, that's amazing.
To be devil's advocate, I don't see Jamie Hayter losing much if Reba loses here. I think it's the easy out. It's the easy way. If she doesn't take the pin, she doesn't lose anything, in my opinion. And I've seen it too many times to know that she's not going to lose anything at all. We got Slammin' Sammy Joe with a super chat donation. Thank you, good brother. He says BTE wrestlers on the road ordering food service with Jurassic Express was my favorite of the series. It might change your opinion on Marco Stunt. Slammin' Sammy Joe, you've never met Marcus Cash. Marcus Cash and changing opinions is not something that go together.
I'm going to one up that comment. While true, watching my wrestlers order fucking room service in a hotel is not something I'm watching. I watch them fight with each other. I don't watch them in a hotel room ordering fucking room service. I don't give a fuck. That's total divas to me. I don't give a shit. I'm not watching it. Fuck all of that.
Marco Stunt might be a great dude. That's not going to change his opinion.
Not going to change his opinion.
If Marco Stunt was the room service and he's being eaten by the dinosaur,
whoa.
I'll submit.
Marco Stunt can cure cancer and cure HIV and AIDS, and Marcus Cash will still hate Marco Stunt.
Yes,
I'm pretty sure.
Now he's contributing against population control.
What?
My sentiments exactly. There we go. Next up, we had Tay Conti going one-on-one with Penelope Ford. Penelope Ford with the bunny in our corner. We start off with Tay flying off the apron onto both ladies. This one was another match similar to the Hobbs and Cage match that took the fans a little time to get into. It also took both ladies to kind of find their footing. But once they did, I think they turned out a little bit of a better effort in the second half of this matchup. Tay Conti got the victory after she shoved Penelope Ford into the bunny and rolled up Ford with the bridge for the victory. What was your thoughts on this matchup? Tay Conti getting the victory and the post match that saw Ford and Bunny jump Tay Conti, and then one of your favorites, Cash, the number 99 of the Dark Order, Anna Jay. Anna Jay came out and returned to AEW from injury to make the save for Tay Conti and officially enter herself into the Casino Battle Royale. What was your thoughts on the match and the post-match, Cash?
They had a match? There was a match. Giggity, I think, if I had to describe this in a word. I love all four of these women. I'm trying to be very careful with my words because it's not my channel. But
You see Justin Roberts' face? It's because she only sees the bunny from the back and she looks 15.
Oh, wow. Wow. The thoughts of this channel is...
Oh, Jesus Christ.
I think I can buy it.
Oh, Jesus. Anyway. Yeah, I love this pairing of Penny and the Bunny. I'm here for that. I want that to be a tag team. Not to promote a women's tag team division before any of you start, but I'm here for this tag team of Penny and the Bunny. I love Tay J. I love them together. I love that Anna Jay is back 7 months into her year recovery, and she's going to be in this battle royal. We can do the Tay J thing and get that storyline out the way so we can get ourselves closer and closer to her being the star of the show so she could turn Hollywood Jackson Perry into a heel that he needs to be, and we can get this ball rolling and to get this power couple in the making into the stratosphere of stardom.
I can see nothing better than putting Jack Perry in the same lineage as Hollywood Hogan and Hollywood Rock. You do Hollywood Jackson Perry. Absolutely no shoes to fill. I'm sure it'll work out fantastic. Jesus.
Go ahead, Jimmy.
But that could be his gimmick. He could shit on the other fake Hollywoods of the past because he's really from Hollywood.
You were literally trying to push this every single week.
That's why the star in the show speaks for him.
She's not a big promo either.
Then you hire somebody like Mark Sterling.
You just do whatever you do to make the stupid gimmick work?
Yes.
What are you, Tony Khan? Some other people?
No, I actually make them work.
Oh, Jesus. Enough. The match was fine. I thoroughly enjoyed the match. It wasn't awesome like these idiots in the crowd were chanting, but it was a really good match. Tay Conti would be my number 3 overall pick if I was drafting for women's division. I'd go Baker and then Jade and then it'd be Tay Conti. And this worked tremendously. Anna Jay, happy to have her back. I don't know how I feel about her as a babyface in general, though this works because we know they're actually friends or whatever the fuck.
Yeah, and Dark Order faces now anyway.
Don't get me started. So this worked for me. I like this segment. and match, quite frankly.
What about you, Stat King?
I like the segment. I like the match. I like Anna Jay returning. I'm a big Anna Jay fan. So my hope is that Ty Conti wins the Casino Battle Royale. She loses to Britt in the attempt, and that's when Anna turns on her. That's kind of how I would book it if I had the control. But this is just great to see Anna returning after that injury. She had a lot going for her before the injury, and I hope that they're able to kind of just pick that up. And she is a great return to this women's division that sorely needs it.
Agreed.
Yes, and to follow up with the Casino Battle Royale, adding a new member into the matchup, we had backstage Thunder Rosa. She's asked about the Battle Royale, and before she can even answer, really, Nyla Rose and Jay Cargill approach her. Rosa wonders if they're really trying to intimidate her, and if she gonna go down, she's gonna go down swinging. Rosa smacks Nyla, then attacks Jade, but they both double team on her very sloppily, but they double team on Thunder Rosa and Jade's manager before Jade and Nyla go at it, says that they should save it for when they get the big money on Sunday, and Vicky Guerrero agrees with this. I thought that this was just a simple way to set up some feuds for Thunder Rosa coming out of the Casino Battle Royale, because I don't see any three of these women winning. To get your quick predictions, though, Jimmy, Cash, who do you think is going to win the Casino Battle Royale?
Sheesh. I'm actually hoping for. I was hoping for Thunder Rosa before this segment, but they clearly don't have faith in her that I do. So she couldn't even get to fucking speak. You know, she's one of the better goddamn promos. So I guess I'd go with Tay Conti. That seems to me like a solid pick. She's fantastic.
That's a good one, and similar to what I predict. Cash.
I wanted Thunder Rosa or Tay Conti. Although, again, I agree. I don't think it's going to be Tay Conti. So Tay Conti or the rumored debut of Ruby Riott.
Oh, Jesus.
I think Ruby Soho debuts in New York because she's been teasing there. If you want to hear me and Stat King's thoughts, check out our All Out 2021 preview that's already up on the channel.
They need the numbers, though. They need four more wins.
For my wife who's saying, wrap this up now, please, Sydney. Been going on too long. Your daughter is driving me crazy. Thank you. We're on to the main event. So she could be.
Just to let you go.
That's awesome. Main event time. We had the Lucha Bros and Jurassic Express versus the Young Bucks and the Good Brothers in an 8-man tag. This was nonstop action, and anytime the Young Bucks and the Lucha Bros were in the ring, this was awesome. And Ray Fenix and Nick Jackson, I will never. That is mine. That is Jimmy's. I think Cash said earlier he would want to see FTR and Santana Ortiz 52 weeks out of the year. I would want that with Ray Fenix and Nick Jackson. Just give me that, a best of 50 series or 51 series, because it got to be odd numbers. Best of 52, they can tie. So best of 51, give me that all day. Yes, so this was a lot of great action. It came down to the Ray Fenix trying to beat all the members of the Elite on his own. He kicked the Good Brothers. He goes for a springboard onto the Young Bucks, but they catch him. They turn it into the Meltzer driver for the 1-2-3. I thought that this was an excellent main event and a good way to close the show, but we didn't close the show there. Kenny Omega came out with new dark black hair dye, and he starts cutting a promo talking about they stole the keys to the cage above the ring. This leads to Christian coming down, gives Kenny Omega a spear, but the numbers get to him. The Elite jump Christian Cage. They throw out Jurassic Express. They give Luchasaurus the Magic Killer on a table at ringside, and they trap inside the steel cage the Lucha Bros and Christian Cage with kendo sticks, beating them down as Kenny Omega is talking trash and being the 1980s cartoon villain that he is just great at. I thought that this was a strong close to the show, a lot of heel heat on the Elite, and this was one of their better go home angles heading into a pay-per-view. So what did you guys think about the main event and the closing angle? Let's start with Cash.
I forgot how much I missed WCW Monday Night Nitro until they closed it as WCW Monday Night Nitro. That was an NWO beatdown if I've ever seen one, including Hollywood Hulk Omega coming out and rocking the black hair dye. It was great. I loved all of it. This is the spot where we finally saw Dante Martin try to make a run in also, by the way, just to give him his shout out. Match-wise, yes, Ray Phoenix is amazing. Nick Jackson's also very, 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 very good.
Disrespect.
Penta was there. Matt Jackson exists. Brandon Cutler's a clown. The Good Brothers are around. That means Jurassic Express had to be around. But it was a good match to close the show, and it was a great angle to close the show, especially as the go home show. So I'm here for it.
What was your thoughts, King?
Very well done. I think they used the time that they had left to try to get over all of the two matches involved. Great to see another Christian sighting. Just love seeing him in the main event picture. Just
What's Christian hate going on?
Are you gaslighting me right now, JP?
Yes, I am. But no, this was for a feud that has not really been well developed, because I think AEW knew even a while back that they were going to be able to bring in CM Punk and that was enough of a hook for the show. This kind of did a pretty decent job of continuing to try to sell whatever the storyline has been. And I'm just looking forward to that steel cage match, because I'm expecting Nick and Ray Phoenix to try to do a Spanish fly off the top of the cage or something absolutely batshit insane. And this was good with having the lock. I think they could have had more faces from the locker room come out to try to really cement the fact that the faces in the company are really getting sick and tired of how manipulative and bad these pouring his blood. He took the rest of the bottle. But
it's the same bottle.
Yeah, to get over the fact that the faces are really pissed off at how dastardly these heels have been. So I think it could have been a little bit more of the face run in to try to make the save.
I thought it was enough, honestly. We got Ninja Mortis saying hands up if you were expecting someone to run down because it went on long. I thought that was perfect. That was perfect for getting heat. It needed to go that long. And Kenny Omega talking trash made it entertaining to me. What was your thoughts, Jimmy?
I echo everybody's sentiments. I love the match because Nick Jackson was in it. And Ray Phoenix, by the way. If you need any reason to buy a pay-per-view, this being Ray Phoenix's last match is a good reason. Because I don't know what the fuck he's about to do.
They're going to do a Canadian Destroyer on the top of the cage.
It's going to be a fucking outrageous. And I love the angle. It got over two feuds. It got over the steel cage, keeping motherfuckers out. Even though Dante Martin, you would imagine if somebody's going to get in, it would be him. Nope. We got some spraying going on. I loved it. And it went on long, which I enjoyed because it felt like nobody's getting in this fucking thing. It'll end when the Elite says it's over. And it worked for me. Even though it's not going to help you believe that Chris is going to beat fucking Kenny Omega. That's just not happening. Karl Anderson can't help but kiss people who's not his wife, Kenny. I saw him say something about somebody. I don't know. He bothered me.
So, yes, I think everyone enjoyed this final segment on here. We got a couple of comments in the live chat. Frantic World saying the ending was good. We got Ninja Mortis saying hashtag hair dye Kenny. Very nice. Very nice. So, finally, who was the MVP of this episode for you? Let's start with Stat King.
Oof. That's it's either Max or Eddie Kingston.
Jesus.
Got to choose one.
I'll go with Max.
Yeah, or you either got to go co-MVP or choose one. So yeah, go with Max. Jimmy, who you got?
Yeah, I'm gonna go with Max slightly ahead of Kingston. Even though I thought Kingston promo was probably a little more impactful, I guess would be the word. You mentioned something that you don't give a fuck about. I'm here for it.
Cash?
Yeah, I think Kingston runs away with the silver because Max had the gold. I'm sorry. I love you, Eddie, but what can I do? My hands are tied. It's not my hands.
I'm going to go with Eddie. I think Eddie did a lot in 50 seconds to hype up that match. LVP, let's start with Cash here.
QT Marshall.
Pretty easy there. I'm going to go with Billy Gunn because he's forcing us to have another Tall Paul feud. Jimmy?
I love that. Billy Gunn, QT Marshall. What's the fucking connecting thread there? What's the matter with y'all? Tony Khan, and it's not close again.
Stat King, who you got?
Paul White himself for being the real connective tissue in all of this. It's not even Tony Khan. It's really Paul White. Like, because I was honestly, and I've said this a couple times on other shows, I was hoping that when QT Marshall was pointing out the injuries that Big Show had, Paul White was going to say, you're right. I'm not actually fully cleared. However, I am able to pick my replacement in the match, and I was hoping he was going to pick Fuego, and we were going to finally get the Fuego signed match against QT, because they have had that storyline between the two of them that played out on Dark and Elevation, and it would be kind of a reward for watching those shows and also saying that those shows are actually important. Tune into them.
But they don't reward you because the money is back with the Blade and the Butcher. Even
I know, but that's what I'm saying. Baby steps to getting better. Baby steps to getting better.
Match of the night, I'm going to go with the main event, slightly edging out the opener with FTR and Santana and Ortiz. Stacking?
I'm going with FTR and Ortiz, taking that one.
Cash, should I even ask you?
When you have the greatest tag team of all time, they are in the greatest match of the night. I'm sorry.
Well, to be fair, they're not the greatest duo because Nick Jackson probably duo. Therefore, Nick Jackson and Conti on the match of the night. That works.
Nick Jackson.
So when Nick Jackson walks out, ever since he turned heel, it's the best thing going. It's the best thing going.
I agree with you. And out of 10, finally, what did you give the show? I'm going to give it a 8.5 out of 10. I thought that this was one of their best go-home shows yet. Jimmy?
Wow. I can't believe we're going to go higher than you. That never fucking happens. 9 out of 10. I loved almost all of it. That didn't involve Billy Gunn.
Cash?
I can't believe I'm going to go higher than Jimmy. 9.75.
Jesus. What is this, WrestleMania 17?
In the AEW equivalent.
Jesus Christ. Holy shit. Stacking.
I'm going with Sid. This was an 8.5 to me. There was just a little bit. There was just a little bit that brought it down, but overall, this is a really, really good go home show. I mean, I'm already going to the pay-per-view, so they didn't need to sell it to me, but,
That is fair. All right, that brings us to a close on this episode of AEWramble number 7. Want to thank everyone for joining us live in the live chat. Of course, like this video, share this video with all your wrestling fans, friends, and family on all your favorite social media platforms. If you're watching this on replay, let us know in the comment section below what you thought about this episode of Dynamite. Cash, please let the people know where they can find you on social media.
Look for the Instagram. My battery is dying because I have a new Instagram I'm working on that's completely unlike me. So that's going to need some followers.
Very nice. And Stacking?
you guys can catch me on Dark Power covering AEW Dark, AEW Elevation, and NWA Power, and on Fusion of Honor with my co-host Ness, where you can catch us reviewing MLW Fusion and Ring of Honor.
It's like 5 shows.
It's a lot of shows.
Yeah.
He's got a lot to do. And Jimmy.
At Jimmy Macram on Instagram and the Twitter and YouTube, I guess. I'm generally new with everything, so watch and get annoyed there.
Very nice. And you can find me on the Twitter machine at TrueHeelSP3. Of course, hit the subscribe button, hit the bell to stay notified. A whole weekend of AEW all-out content. We're going to go live later on tonight, 8 p.m. Eastern time for Friday Night Warriors, hosted by our very own Romeo Anthony Colon. Chris G will be along for the ride, as a couple of others from the True Heel Heat gang as they watch WWE SmackDown and AEW Rampage and AEW Countdown to All Out. So a lot to enjoy tonight on Friday Night Warriors. Tomorrow, 11 a.m. Eastern time, 11:05 a.m. Eastern time. It's going to be True Hill Heat 141 with myself, Top Guy JJ, being joined by Benno of Post Wrestling and Stephanie Chase of Digital Spy and Wrestling Daily. So you definitely want to stay tuned for that. And then Sunday, AEW All Out Watch Along. Join the fellas as they watch the pay-per-view live. They're going to break down all the action as they watch it. No footage, so anyone joining us from Kenya or India, there's not going to be the pay-per-view on the screen, but you could watch along with the fellas and enjoy. Yes, I know. Tall Paul doesn't enjoy that. And then Monday, AEW All Out Roundtable Review. And as usual, I'm going to put Jimmy on the spot here. Are you joining us for that, Jimmy, on Monday?
Probably.
Cash?
I mean, I never know in advance, but likely.
I literally ask these things in a chat with you guys, but you never know in advance.
I don't know what my life looks like, bro.
It's okay. That's fine. But as usual, like this video, share this video with all your wrestling fans, friends, and family on all your favorite social media platforms. Hit the subscribe button, hit the bell to stay notified, and my daughter will scream more if you don't. So, for Jimmy, for Cash, for Stag King, it is me, your True Hill Phenom SP3. This has been AEWramble number 7. The guys on the couch like wrestling. We are signing off until